All right, there's a lot of new Scream updates, and there's a possibility that a fan favorite is coming back. We're going to talk about that, but please first hit that subscribe button and hit the like button on this video. It helps more than you know. All right, so let's jump right into it. We know for sure that Scream 7 is coming. That has been confirmed. It's not under the previous director anymore. We've got a new director, the same person who did Happy Death Day, which is a great movie, and I think he's definitely going to bring something good to the table. However, I'm not here to talk about the director. Everyone else has already done that. I want to talk about the possibility of Stu Macher actually returning. Now, I know a lot of people will say there's no way he's dead. They dropped the TV on his head. And you got to remember that this is Hollywood. Anything is possible, and anyone can be brought back from the dead. We see it over and over and over, especially in horror. You can't count anything out, especially in a franchise like Scream, where they're known to break all of the horror movie rules. It's part of their entire thing. So there is a possibility that Stu Macher could make his return. Now, one of the theories out there is based around the working title from the new Scream movie. The working title is called Blackbird. Now, one of the big theories out there is based on just ancient folklore and the fact that in some folklore, the blackbird is the return from death or the resurrection or something along those lines. So, the fact that they titled this thing Blackbird actually could mean that Stu Macher's coming back. But maybe not, because that's not the only folklore out there around the term Blackbird. That's just one of the many. There's a ton of different meanings. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go with that one just for argument's sake. And let's just say for argument's sake, Stu Macher is coming back. Well, one particular scenario does come to mind when I think about Stu coming back, and that's Sam Carpenter. And the reason is when you trace everything back to the original film, right? Because all these films always tend to go back to the original for some reason or another. Well, if we were to follow that same theory, well, it could be argued that Billy Loomis completely ruined Stu Macher's life by convincing him to become one of the killers, by convincing him to become the second Ghostface. And then he gets his TV dropped on his head. Let's just say he didn't die, but now he's faked his death and gone into hiding, or it could be any scenario like that. So let's just say that did happen. Well, the scenario that comes to me is because of the events of parts 5 and 6, he finds out about Sam Carpenter. Wherever he's hiding, he finds out about her, finds out that this is Billy Loomis's daughter, and then decides to come out of the shadows, come out of hiding for the purpose of getting revenge. And he can't get that revenge from Billy Loomis. Billy Loomis is dead. So now the next best thing is to try to get it from Sam, right? And that's not really too far fetched, because when you think about it, that's pretty much what everyone from part 5 and part 6 who has attacked her has been doing. They've been trying to get revenge based on Billy Loomis, and she's the next best thing because she's the daughter. So I think that's the best scenario that they can go with, at least that I can come up with. And I think that's how you bring Stu Macher back. He needs revenge. One of the other folklores around Blackbird is that they tend to be loners. And I think that would make for an interesting plot point, because every Scream movie up until this point has always given us 2 or 3 killers, and except for part 3. But it would be cool if this time as well we had Stu Macher as the only killer. Right? He's the loner, he's back from the dead, and the last time he trusted someone to be in his corner, he pretty much got fucked over. So in this case, he really should do this thing alone. He should come back from the dead alone and go after Sam. And this time he actually meets his death. Or before he meets his death, I think we see Tara Carpenter go. I know that's going to be a very unpopular thing to say, because I know she's like one of the most popular actresses out right now. Everyone loves her in the Scream franchise, as well as playing Wednesday and every other role that she's taken thus far. But I think Sam is the main girl in the Scream franchise right now. And I think that with all that Jenna Ortega already has on her plate, I think the best thing to do is now take her out of Scream and let this thing fall on the character of Sam, because I think she's the strong point in this entire plot line. So some of the other news coming out of the Scream franchise is the setting. So we recently found out that they are going to be filming Scream 7 in Montreal. So we know that Scream 6 was also filmed in Montreal, Canada. and it was made to look like New York City, which in a way it already does. So they just had to set dress it just a little bit to give it the New York City vibe. Now, I've been hearing a lot of people say that because they're going back to Montreal, that means it's going to be set in New York City again. That's not necessarily the case. I think it'll be great if it is. I love Scream being in New York. I thought that was a great setting for it. It was different. It just gave it a brand new feel. And I want to see more of the New York City thing going on. However, I think at the same time, you got to look at the time of year that they're filming. So they're going to be filming in January in Montreal, which everyone knows at that time of year, the entire place is covered in snow at all times. So yeah, they could be doing New York City in the wintertime, but they could also be just filming in Canada and taking advantage of that snowy season, that guaranteed snow that's going to come in January, so that we can get that ghost face in the snow thing that a lot of fans have been asking for. I'm one of them myself. I would love to see a ghost face in the snow. I would love to see a lot of blood splattered all over snow. Like, I think it would just make for a great visual. And it's not something we get a whole lot in horror movies. And also, I would love to see a change to the costume. Imagine an all white ghost face blending into the snow. That would be completely insane. So those are the two big things coming out of the Scream franchise right now, is the rumor of Stu Macher coming back and the possibility of New York City again, or at least a snowy type of season for Scream. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll keep this one short. Do you want to see Scream in the snow? Do you want to see a change in the costume that makes him blend into the snow? Do you want to see Stu Macher come back, or does that character need to stay dead and move on without him? Let me know what you guys think, and please remember to subscribe and hit the like button on this video.